off. I call out a walk. I pray this devil die and get every evil thing the Lord got to give. And listen, I know you look at us in the state we in right now. Come here, SHALAM. Come here, SHALAM. I know you look at us in the state we in right now. Black people on drugs, and we suffering and dying. And I know it seems like you can do whatever you want to this people. I know it seems like this, but the time for glorifying yourself is soon at an end.
Shalom, Israel. This is Priest and Officer I.S.U.P.K, of the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge out of Oklahoma City. And today's topic we're going to get into, we're going to talk about, does the Bible teach unity of the races? Okay, because you got so many organizations lying on the Bible teaching that all nations ought to come together and we ought to congregate and fellowship together with every nation of every race and people come together with us Israelites when that's against the scriptures. And we're going to get some on this. But before we get into this topic, I want to let you guys know always you can check out Commander Gen.YAHANNA every Monday nights, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on the Grill Radio Show, The Last of the Angry Black Men, with Commander Gen.YAHANNA every Monday nights, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You can call in with your questions or with your comments. Okay? And every Tuesday through Saturday, you can check out our free online classes. Yeah, free online classes from Tuesday through Saturday, starting at 7 o'clock p.m. Okay, Sabbath class starts from 12 until 2. You don't want to miss any of those things. Get in this class and get in this body. Let's build this nation. Okay, now back to the subject at hand. Does the Bible teach unity of all the races? Okay, so we're going to get some on this. So we got the King James Version Bible. Follow me to Deuteronomy chapter 7, we're going to start at verse 1. It's Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 1. Says, when the Lord thy God shall bring thee into the land, whether thou goest to possess it, and had cast out many nations before thee, the Hittites, and the Girgashites, and the Amorites, and the Canaanites, and the Perizzites, and the Havites, and the Jebusites, 7 nations greater and mightier than thou. Okay, so we're going to be casting out greater nations than us right here. That's what the scripture said. Okay, we're going to drop down to 2. And when the Lord thy God shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor show mercy unto them. Okay, so once we cast these nations out and smite them in front of the Most High, we wasn't supposed to make no covenants with them. We wasn't supposed to show them no mercy. And even though they was greater than us, we still smite them. Okay? So this right here letting you know that the Most High didn't want us to make covenants with them. He didn't want us to show no mercy on them, the other nations. Okay? And they named all the nations in verse 1. Okay? So we're going to drop down to verse 3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughters thou shalt not give unto his sons, nor his daughters shalt thou take unto thy sons. So no intermingling, no interracial relationships. The Bible is against these things. Okay? The Most High is against these things. So we're going to drop down to verse 4. For they will turn away thy sons from following me, that they may serve other gods. So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you, and destroy thee suddenly. Okay, so the Most High will destroy us suddenly if we was to intermingle with these other nations. If we was to give our sons to their daughters, if we was to give our daughters to their sons, we would be destroyed. The Most High is against all nations coming together. Okay, and he was telling you why, because thy sons will follow after other gods and serve other gods, okay, of the other nations, and that's abomination. Okay, that's breaking the laws of the Most High. Okay, if you're an Israelite, so-called black man, so-called Hispanic, or Native Indian, okay, that's against the law to go outside your race to date heathens, intermarry with heathens, okay, intermingle. So we're going to drop down to verse 5. But thus said Shalaki, but thus shall ye deal with them. Ye shall destroy their altars and break down their images and cut down their groves and burn their graven images with fire. Okay, that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to tear down their graven images and their idols and burn them. We don't supposed to serve them. We're not supposed to be in Islam serving a rock. We're not supposed to be in Christianity serving the so-called white man, Caesar Borgia. We're supposed to burn these images and bring them down and get them away from us. And this is why. Verse 6, for thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are on the face of the earth. Okay, so the Most High chose us to be a special people above all people on the face of the earth. There's no equality in that. Okay, Israel is the Most High's people, so-called black, so-called Hispanics, and so-called Native Indians. We're above all other people on the face of the earth, according to the Most High in the scriptures. Okay, so let's get verse 7. The Lord did not set his love upon you, nor choose you, because ye were more in numbers than any people, for ye were the fewest of all people. So we were the fewest of all people, but the Most High raises up above all people, the rest of the people on the face of the earth. Okay, so where is the equality in that? When the Most High set us above these other nations. But you so-called Christians and everybody else want to bring the other nations into our thing. This is Israel's business. This is the Israelites' book. These are the records of the Israelites and nobody else. Okay, so we're going to get some more on this. Let's go to, we're going to go to Ezra. We're going to go to verse chapter 9. That's Ezra chapter 9. And we're going to start at verse 12. Ezra chapter 9, verse 12 says, now therefore give not your daughters unto their sons, neither take their daughters unto your sons, nor seek their peace or their wealth forever, that ye may be strong and eat the good of the land, and leave it for an inheritance to your children forever. Okay, so when we take on these other nations and the philosophies, we're cutting off our children inheritance. Okay, because we're not giving them the pure. We're giving them the other nations what they have. Okay, and the Most High is against that. Like I said, we don't supposed to give our sons to their daughters or our daughters to their sons. The Most High is against that. Interracial marriages, no. The Most High made a black man for the black woman, the native man for the native woman, the Hispanic man for the Hispanic woman. Okay, and vice versa. If you in the 12 tribes, you can mingle with the 12 tribes and the 12 tribes only. Don't go outside of the tribes. Okay? You don't supposed to go get heathens to marry. You don't supposed to go to the so-called white man or so-called white woman to marry them. The Chinese, etc. Ishmael, the Arabs, none of that. We're supposed to intermingle with the 12 tribes, and that's it. Okay? Ain't no equality. The Most High don't want to be with these people because these people are heathens and they're going to be destroyed because all other races had their hand on bringing us down and destroying our people. So payback is coming to them and we're not supposed to be with them. Okay. So they're lying when they say the Most High want all nations to come together. That's a lie. Okay. So from here, let's go to 1 Corinthians. Go to 1 Corinthians chapter 10. To get some more on this, because people lie on the Bible every day. Okay, when it's not what the Bible's saying. Okay, so 1 Corinthians chapter 10, and we're going to start at verse 20. But I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice, they sacrifice to devils and not to God. And I would not that ye should have fellowship with devils. See, we're not supposed to fellowship with these devils and bring them into our congregation. We don't even supposed to fellowship with them. And the Most High called them devils because they're the deceivers of the earth. But you look at the so-called Christian churches, they got black people, white people, Chinese, all of them under one banner. Okay, when the Most High is against that, the Most High is against all the nations coming together. Because like he said in Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6, We are a special people unto him above all people on the face of the earth. So that is not equal. We're not equal to everybody. We're above all these heathens. Okay, verse 21. We cannot, Salaka, ye cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of devils. Ye cannot be partakers of the Lord's table and of the table of the devils. So you can't intermingle with these devils. You can't worship what they worship. You can't serve what they serve because they sacrifice to devils. Okay? And we are the children of Israel. We don't sacrifice to devils. We keep the laws and statutes and the commandments of the Most High, like the Gen.YAHANNA taught us to. Okay? Everything outside this body of the I.S.U.P.K, they're not doing what the scriptures say do. All right? But the commander Gen.YAHANNA, he teaches us to follow these laws and statutes of the Bible of the Most High. Okay? And to apply them to our daily lives and not intermingle with the devils and do not bring them into this fold. You'll never find a so-called white man in the I.S.U.P.K. You'll never find a so-called Chinese, Japanese, Arab man in the I.S.U.P.K. because we know this is against the Most High. All right? So we're going to get some more on this. And we go from here. Let's go to Romans chapter 9. So from here we go to Romans chapter 9 to get some more on should we intermingle and bring the so-called white man into our business, our family business. When the Most High is against this, okay, everything that the Most High is against, you see this world is for. Like the scriptures that say, don't fellowship with devils, okay? But you see a lot of the devils in the Christian church. Okay, so like I said from here, let's go to Romans chapter 9. We're going to start at verse 8. Romans chapter 9, verse 8 says, that is, they which are the children of the flesh, these are not the children of God, but the children of the promise are counted for the seed. Okay, these other nations, they're the children of the flesh. Okay, and it says they are not, Salaki, they're the children of the flesh and are not the children of God. They're not God's children. So-called blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians are God's children. We're his portion. Okay, and it says, but the children of the promise are counted for the seed. And Israel, we're counted for the seed because we're the children of God, the Most High. Okay? And let's see what happened when you join these other nations. Let's go to Revelation chapter 18, and we're going to start at verse 2. Yeah, get some more on this. Revelations chapter 18 and verse 2 says, and he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. Okay, it says Babylon has fallen. And if you don't want to fall with this Babylon, you're supposed to separate from these devils and come back to your nation. Supposed to come back and help your people and build your people because this place is falling. And the devils are going to fall with this place and all the so-called heathens are going to fall. And if you don't separate yourself and come back to your people and join your nation, you're going to fall right with it. And with that, I'm going to say shalom, Israel.
When nowadays I work hard on the job, till I come cross y'all, still like I'm a criminal. Trying to get caught, it could be your first charge. Like, man, you ain't getting the minimum. It gon' dip, squat, 5 mile run, push, pull, sit on, goddamn, get strong. Looking at my baby, trying to keep them doing wrong. It's too long for they grown, I can't leave them on their own. They killed Daddy like he had a 30-day cake. The news covering up the story for what they say. It took me back to the time we lost Otis. Taking these crackers, they gon' tell you something bogus. And I'm thinking like, damn, what you tell the kids? We try to put up a fight, but did we fail the kids? Cause they really got us looking like no damn good. And why success got to cost my manhood? Hey, black women, y'all got to wake the fuck up. Cause some of